I started reading Muhammad Ali's autobiography, The Greatest, My Own Story, after doing a couple of stories on him, including the one that you're about to see. Check this out on page 361 of The Greatest. He's talking about moving his training from cities to the country. I bought land for my camp from a mink rancher named Bernard Pollock. It's on a ridge in the Poconos, 30 miles outside of Reading, Pennsylvania, on Highway 61, overlooking a valley covered with rolling fields, pine forests, and fertile farmlands. I call it Fighter's Heaven, and I invite fighters from all over the world to come and train up here. Interested? I was. Here's how easy it is to get there. Okay, Google, get me to Fighter's Heaven in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania. It's about 50 minutes away from Hazleton. It wasn't so easy to find back in the 1970s.
Well, my dad saw an article in the Morning Call in the Bethlehem, and they told how to get here, and my dad's like, and then we used to watch Wide World of Sports, so Wide World of Sports on a Saturday evening was like our thing, and Ollie was always on with Howard Cosell, so I was like, as a kid, I'm like, I idolized this guy, and my dad's like, well, let's take a trip up there, we can find it. Well, need be, we couldn't find it, so we had to stop in a bar, because there was no sign that told you what road to come up to this camp. So my dad stopped into a bar and he got the in and outs of how to get here. And when we pulled in here and he was here and he just came out to hit the speed bag, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is Muhammad Ali. I'm 15 years old and here he is right in front of me and just joking around like he always did. And then I came up many times up here.
Okay, eventually there was a sign pointing you in the right direction to Muhammad Ali's training camp. Longtime Ali fan and Deer Lake visitor Guido Tardivi has the proof. On June 1st, 2019, when Fighter's Heaven reopened, he made the familiar trip from New Jersey to Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania.
It belongs here. Muhammad Ali's father painted this, Cassius Clay Sr. And I remember this being across the road down on 61. It was on the other side, and you'd come up the hill. So I've had it for about 10 years, and I wanted to bring it today and give it back to the champ.
This sign is one of many puzzle pieces put back together over the years here at Fighter's Heaven. The finished product is a look into the life of a man who won a World Heavyweight Championship for his work in the ring and the Liberty Medal for his humanitarian work outside of it. This is where Muhammad Ali trained for some of his biggest fights. Now the ring is empty, but the walls are filled with memorabilia and memorable quotes from the champ.
Was he a little different than when you got to interact with him, maybe?
Totally different. Yeah, totally different. When he was on with people, he was clowning around, but when he was out here walking around, it was just quiet. Wouldn't even hear him say anything. It was just a nice nature. And I'm like, man, that's just so great that what he went through when he won the Olympics and what, how the white people treated him and, and he wasn't allowed to drink in a certain fountain, and to come up here and just treat everybody like a normal person, it was just awesome.
As famous and popular that he was very common with the common people, very nice, gave everybody a time. You hear stories about him all the time, about how nice and generous he is to everybody, no matter what color or what race or religion. He's a nice man. He was a nice man.
Here's the kitchen at Deer Lake. You have to read this full sign when you stop by. Just outside is Mike Madden, and he's making sure his guests are happy on opening day. He blends into the crowd. Donning a Yingling hat, you'd never know he works in real estate in California and that his father is a Hall of Fame football coach. Yes, that Madden. He bought the property after Ali's death to make sure the legacy of one of his idols would live on.
Today there's everybody all over you, but did you have some moments alone here where you truly felt like, wow, this is something special?
Yeah, I've had a couple times. Well, one time I came around the corner and there was this butterfly literally just hovering at eye level. And I swear, I thought, that, okay, somebody's telling me that I'm on the right track. And that was a special moment. I was here by myself at that time.
We're about halfway through our tour of Fighter's Heaven. To see the full story, join us in September for the Season 6 premiere of Out of Left Field. For right now in Deer Lake for SSPTV Sports, I'm Ken Cara.